All right, here we go. So we're in the truck. We're gonna head down to Summit Racing. I'm gonna show you the place. I'm gonna pick my parts up outside for customer pickup. I don't like dealing with all the line, which you'll see, but I'll walk in there and show you around. Super cool, super nice place. It's huge. If you've never seen it before, it's worth visiting. Just even as if you're passing through Georgia, McDonough, highly recommend you go there. Take a look at all the really cool stuff in there. So we're gonna head down to McDonough, Georgia. We're gonna go down to Summit Racing, get what's called a mini spool. And this is a device that will lock the axles together. There is no limited slip, there's no positive traction, it's just locked. So it'll definitely go in a straight line quite well. It'll slide around probably equally well, and probably wear tires out a lot faster, but that's okay. Anyways, here we go. Okay, here we are. Nice windy day. However, look at the size of this place. Never been here before. I highly recommend it. Let's see the scale of it. All right, let's go in here and see what they got. Just about everything you could possibly imagine. Probably more things than you could imagine. Ah, yes. Aside from nitrous, this is my favorite aisle. Carburetors to the front. Except those go in the garbage. There's a Honda. It's a CB750 or 836 they call it. A CR. That is sick. That is nasty. For all you. Okay. Off we go. Let's get out of here and go get both wheels locked up without no chunking noise. All right, good morning, good morning. Here we are. You saw the problems I had with the fitment from the mini spool last night. We're gonna head back down to Summit, exchange it, get one that hopefully fits. I brought the carrier with me and also brought the dog with me. Hey, babes. Say what's up, the camera. I know. So anyways, we're heading down to Summit, get this mini spool taken care of, come back, put it together, and see what this thing does, get some Dragy results. See you in a minute. All right, so we're back from Summit Racing. I've got the correct mini spool. I took the factory carrier in there to make sure that it does fit. I've got the correct spool. I'm gonna show you what's going on with this Posi traction and why it's making the gear grinding noise that we're hearing. So, in here, this plate, you probably can't see in there too well, but that plate is touching these gears. This gear is touching this plate, and this gear is touching this plate, and you can even see a slight little bend to it there with the gears got so much pressure on it. So that grinding noise we're getting is from those gears sawing away at the plates, whatever those plates are, and then there is some metal in the bottom of the rear end, which is fine. I just cleaned it out and whatever. So we're going to use, no, it's not rust, we call that seasoning. So we're going to use this seasoned factory carrier that came out of it, and we're going to put a mini spool in. What a mini spool is, looks like this. Okay, let's get whammy out of the way. Okay, what we have here is a mini spool. I'm going to put the camera down and unbox this and show you what this does as opposed to the Posi traction. Okay, so what we have here, it's called a mini spool. The reason it's called a mini spool is because, well, it's mini. If you care to see a full-size spool, I'm sure that will be coming in the future if I ever put like a gnarly big block or nitro small block or something cool in here. But for now, we're just playing with about probably 250 to 300 horsepower. It's probably about all it's got right now. So this, the axle slides in here from the side, on both sides. This unit goes in the center of that. This unit with the groove goes in. Slides in the opposite side. Now these blocks here are for the pin. These blocks go, and make sure you all can see this as good as I can if possible. So the block goes in here, maybe even this way. Yeah, block goes here, and it repeats this for both sides. So, we've got it locked. This is the mini spool. Now effectively, both axles, that's one axle slides into that spline, one axle slides into that spline, and you cannot move these independently. It is locked. That's why it's called a spool or a locker. It is spooled. How they don't spin around is with this pin. This pin comes in the hole from the top side. The pin will drop down in here, go through, and now this is locked, not going anywhere. It's gonna make noise because this is still able to slide around, so it's probably gonna be pretty loud. It'll probably make a bang when you first hit it, like a wham, and then engage. So anyways, that's how the mini spool works. The positive traction, or Posi traction, whatever for short, also splined axle comes in, splined axle comes in, and there are clutches behind these gears, and these springs push the gear up against the clutch, and it makes it so it can't spin. So it can spin a little bit, but not a lot. So it's called limited slip or positive traction. It does still allow, since there's a clutch, like any clutch, it can slip, so it can overpower one side and not the other. This one just happens to be making noise. It was engaging both tires, so it was working properly. However, not, because it is grinding and making all sorts of metal dust in there. So this is a 28 spline positive traction differential unit, and this is a 28 spline mini spool that locks it solid. So now we're going to replace this bearing because it's got galling on it. I know you can't see it from there, but it's got spots of damage on it. The other one's new, so I'm assuming it's been replaced. It looks pretty new. So I'm going to knock this off. I'm going to get the races off out of here and cut it and bring it off, and you're going to see that. So here we go. Okay, here we go. So I've got the spool in the back, little mini spool there. This thing fired up. Once again, cold start, fantastic. Carburetors to the front. So we're gonna take this for a drive. Roll my window down here and let's get a ride reaction. Let's see what I got. Noise. No noise. You can just tell it's got a positive or a spool in it. It just kind of turns a little slowly, and the reason why is because it has both tires are locked up, and if you have two tires that have to make a circle, the inside tire turns less than the outside tire. So the outside tire needs to be able to spin more turns and not kind of bind up. So a spool makes it kind of bind up and it wears the tires out a lot faster, but it doesn't break or have problems like the Posi traction. So we're gonna see what this Dragy gives us and see what this thing runs like. See you in a minute. Okay, here we are. We got the gears done, got the mini spool done, and as you see from the Dragy results, it picked up almost 0.3 of a second from the 0 to 60. I think it was 0.29 tenths of a second. So yes, the 390s made a difference from the 308s as well as the Posi traction. That was my first legitimate stab at this thing. So I know it spun the tire barely, kind of, you know, stuck it, spun and then stuck it pretty good. So if I did a good burnout, I'm sure I get the tires hot enough and make it stick pretty well. So, and go a little faster, maybe even the 5s. So I'm gonna go to a special spot that we got reserved for some real testing. I'm gonna be able to run a full 1/8 of a mile and get a real burnout in. So enjoy the burnout, which includes a sneak peek for the next episode, which I'm sure you will really enjoy. So here we go.